Welcome to Autism and Care. This is a space for honest, empathetic, and science-based conversations about autism, emotional health, and quality of life. Today's topic is deep. I just found out I'm autistic. Now what? Many adults spend most of their lives feeling different, facing invisible challenges, and only after years do they find a name for what has always been there. Receiving this diagnosis can bring relief, but also confusion, fear, and many questions. If you have just discovered that you are on the spectrum, this video is for you. We will explore what it means, dispel myths, and most importantly, find ways to embrace this new understanding and possibilities in your life. Have you ever felt that mix of relief and doubt after discovering something about yourself? Share in the comments. The impact of the diagnosis in adults. Shock, relief, and the first questions. Finding out you are autistic as an adult can deeply affect your sense of identity. For some, it is shocking. Your whole life may suddenly be seen through a new lens. How did I not realize this before? Or what would have been different if someone had known earlier? For others, it brings great relief. Many experiences that seemed confusing or unfair finally make sense. The difficulty with noise, social exhaustion, the need for routines, and intense interests all gain a name and help organize your story. Along with relief, the first questions usually appear. Now what do I do with this information? Should I tell family and friends? Will my life change from now on? These questions are normal and part of the process. Discovering you are autistic does not mean losing yourself. It is an opportunity to understand yourself more deeply. Have you experienced that mix of shock and relief after receiving important news about yourself? Write in the comments. Breaking myths about adult autism. One of the biggest challenges after the diagnosis is facing the myths about autism. Many adults think, but I have friends. Could I really be autistic? Or I have a job and a family. This doesn't match what they say about autism. Some of the most common myths are: autistic people do not feel empathy. Autistic people do feel empathy but may show it in different ways. If you communicate well, you cannot be autistic. Many adults have developed strategies over the years to adapt socially, but this does not remove the social exhaustion or challenges. Autism is only a childhood condition. Autism is a lifelong neurological condition. A late diagnosis does not change the reality of being autistic. All autistic people are the same. The spectrum is wide and diverse. Every adult experiences life, emotions, and relationships uniquely. Breaking these myths is essential for adults newly diagnosed to look at themselves with more compassion and less judgment. Have any of these myths been part of your life? Tell us in the comments. What being autistic means: identity, traits, and experiences. Being autistic does not fit into a rigid box. It means having a unique way of perceiving and interacting with the world. For many adults, receiving this diagnosis is like putting on a new pair of glasses. Everything suddenly becomes clearer. Some traits may stand out. Sensory sensitivity. Sounds, smells, lights, and textures can be overwhelming or barely noticeable. Need for routine. Unexpected changes can create anxiety, while predictability brings comfort. Special interests. Topics or activities that spark deep passion and focus. Communication and social interaction. Challenges in reading nuances or expressions can make prolonged interactions tiring. Being autistic is an identity, a unique way of being. For some, the discovery brings a sense of belonging. Now I understand why I always felt different. Have you ever felt like you finally understood yourself better after years of doubt? Share in the comments. Emotions after the discovery. Acceptance, belonging, and self-knowledge. Discovering you are autistic as an adult brings a wave of emotions. Initial feelings can be doubt or denial. Is this really about me? Some adults feel anger or sadness, thinking how different life could have been with an earlier diagnosis. Over time, acceptance emerges. Recognizing vulnerabilities while celebrating strengths is transformative. Belonging is also important. Many adults feel, for the first time, part of a community that understands their experiences. Social exhaustion, the search for calmer environments, and intense interests are shared and validated. Most importantly, This is about self-knowledge. The diagnosis does not change who you are, but helps you understand past and present choices, limits, and needs. Have you ever been able to look at yourself with more acceptance after discovering something important about yourself? Write in the comments. Personal and professional relationships. To share or not? One of the biggest questions is, should I tell others that I am autistic? The answer is personal. It depends on context, relationships, and how safe you feel. In personal life, sharing can bring people closer. Family and friends may better understand certain behaviors and limits, reducing misunderstandings and increasing support. In professional life, the decision is more delicate in some places. Sharing allows for accommodations and respect, but sadly, prejudice still exists. Evaluate if it is the right moment and if there is real support. The most important thing, the diagnosis is yours. There is no right or wrong in sharing. The key is to respect your limits and well-being. Have you thought about sharing something important about yourself? How did it go? Share in the comments. Personal and professional relationships. To share or not? One of the biggest questions is, should I tell others that I am autistic? The answer is personal. It depends on context, relationships, and how safe you feel. In personal life, sharing can bring people closer. Family and friends may better understand certain behaviors and limits, reducing misunderstandings and increasing support. In professional life, the decision is more delicate in some places. Sharing allows for accommodations and respect, but sadly, prejudice still exists. Evaluate if it is the right moment and if there is real support. The most important thing, the diagnosis is yours. There is no right or wrong in sharing. The key is to respect your limits and well-being. Have you thought about sharing something important about yourself? How did it go? Share in the comments. Self-care and practical strategies for daily adult life. Discovering you are autistic also means relearning how to care for yourself. Small changes can have a huge impact on quality of life. Some strategies include: organize your environment, predictable spaces, reduce overload. Establish routines, consistent schedules, balance mind and body. Set boundaries, learning to say no preserves energy. Relaxation activities, meditation, walks, or hobbies help regulate emotions. Continuous self-knowledge, observe triggers, interests, and preferences, adjust routines to your needs. Self-care is an act of self-respect. It is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Which self-care practices make a difference in your life? Write in the comments. Rediscovering life, small victories and new meanings. After the diagnosis, many adults realize that life can take on new meanings. Small daily victories, resting without guilt, understanding your needs, engaging in activities that bring joy become big accomplishments. Accepting differences allows you to recognize strengths that were once seen as limitations. Attention to detail, passion for interests, and authenticity in relationships become sources of power. The process is gradual, but every step counts. Discovering autism can be an opportunity for self-understanding, empowerment, and well-being. Which small victories have you noticed on your journey of self-discovery? Share in the comments. Discovering you are autistic as an adult is intense, full of doubts and revelations, but it is also an opportunity to know yourself deeply, understand your story, and live more authentically. Seek professional support, connect with the autistic community, and invest in self-care. These steps help turn the diagnosis into empowerment and well-being. At Autism Care, we want to walk alongside you, offering reliable information, empathy, and inspiration so every adult on the spectrum can celebrate achievements and feel part of a community that understands their needs. If this video gave you clarity, comfort, or new ideas, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You will get more content that helps live better with autism and care for yourself and those you love. If you felt supported or learned something new today, leave a comment. We would love to hear your story.